Please listen carefully.
What's up, everybody? David here, and this is Splendid, episode 2. We're rolling right along. Isn't that great? So I bought this 5-pack. It's like a 5-pack of t-shirts. I have these t-shirts that fit me really well. I like the way that they fit. And so I went onto Amazon and I ordered a 5-pack of the same brand. Making sure to get the same brand, larges, and I got them in the mail, and they're huge. I float around in this thing. They're not the same size as the larges that fit me well that I already had. It's the same brand. Why can't you guys figure out your sizes? Is it that hard? Can't we just standardize? Like, can't all larges just be the same size? Like, across the board? It's crazy. So anyway, instead of returning them or whatever, I'm just going to wear them because I'm stubborn. And I don't feel like going through the whole return process, so I'm just going to wear them. And everyone's just going to have to deal with it. They're just a little bit too big, and I don't... Whatever. Started noticing fucking earwigs all up in my house now. Apparently a portal to hell has opened up in my kitchen somewhere, and these demon spawn are crawling about all over the place. They're fucking terrifying. They don't do anything. They don't hurt you, but they just look scary. And I don't like having them around all the time. You know, what if one gets on me? Ew. Like, what do they even do? What is their purpose? I don't know. They're just gross. They're just meant to gross us out. And I don't kill I don't kill spiders. When I see spiders in my house, I let them live because they're my friends. They're friendos. Spiders are friendos. I let them live, but they're supposed to kill all the shitty little things I don't want in my house. So what are you doing, spiders? This ain't free rent up in here. You're supposed to be doing some work, getting rid of these, you know, the flies and these little earwigs and shit. Can't be having them just crawling about. What if one gets in my bed? Ooh. Or what if one gets in my ear? Not really sure how they got the name earwig. I don't think they go into your ear. Anyway, they all need to go back into that fucking portal and back to hell where they belong. So, woke up this morning, stretched out, did my stretchies, stretched my arms out, stretched my legs out, got all loosey-goosey. Thought my positive thoughts, you know, what I'm grateful for. You know, I'm grateful for my friends and my family, and that I can walk into my kitchen and get water immediately. I can walk into my bathroom and get water there. I can turn on water in my shower and take a shower whenever I want. I can drink the shower water if I want to. There's water everywhere. It's plentiful. Although you're not supposed to drink shower water, so I heard a long time ago. It's like hot water through rusty pipes, not good for you. But in a pinch, it'll keep you hydrated. So yeah, I like to think all those positive thoughts in the morning, get my day started off right. Don't let those negative thoughts come in. No. You say to the negative thoughts. When the negative thoughts come knocking, you can either say what up and let them in, invite them in for tea and strumpets, whatever strumpets are. I imagine they're like cookies. Let them chill with you in the living room and get all negative up in there. You can allow that to happen if you want, or you can say kick rocks, get the fuck out of here. Like you do with Mormon missionaries. I had a couple of missionaries come over the other day, and they were quite rude. They had a little bit of spiciness to them, which is odd because they're normally very pleasant and polite. But they were all snarky. Do you have a minute to talk about the word of our Lord Jesus Christ? No, I don't. Sorry, guys. Go ahead and get out of here. You don't have a couple of minutes? I mean, yes, I do, but I don't want to spend it with you. I'm sorry. They tried to rope me in or ask me if I believe in anything. Well, do you believe in anything? Yeah, yeah, I guess. I believe that there's something. There's got to be something going on, but not necessarily the thing you guys, the thing you guys are into. So I see your bikes over there. Just go ahead and hop on those bikes and ride along. Have fun riding your bikes, Build a sweet jump, ride off of it. Catch some sweet air. Fall down a couple times, scrape your knees, go wild. Walking around, spreading the word of God. If you want me to join your side, send the big guy over. Send God on over and have him sway me. Or even Jesus Christ. Even JC himself. I'd accept JC. Get one of those guys over. Have them talk to me. That might sway me a little bit. But you guys go be kids. Decide what your favorite ice cream flavor is. Or maybe what elective you want to take this year. Maybe pottery would be nice. You want to get an extra PE elective in. An extra PE credit. Maybe take bowling or badminton. Man, did you ever take any of those electives in school that were just blow-off periods? Like, I took bowling in high school. That was awesome. What a free, awesome period that was. That wasn't even school. That was just, I got to go bowling. And then, like, later on in school, when you get the just late arrival or early leave, that was awesome too. That's not even a class. That's just a non-class that you sign up for. Oh, senior year of high school. I missed a lot of that. I don't even know how I graduated, to be honest with you. I graduated with a 2.36 GPA. That's not good. That's just a little above a C. I floated through school, man. It was not for me. School, not my thing. My brain was elsewhere most of the time. So, yeah, I'm in bed this morning, stretching, looking up at the ceiling, thinking my thoughts. And I just had a random memory about like 8 or 9 years ago. My girlfriend and I got one of those like $8 mirrors that you get at Target. Those long mirrors that you put up on your door so you can see how you look, see how spiffy you look after you get done dressing. So we took one of those and we screwed it into the ceiling above our bed. And it became our amazing sex mirror. Totally forgot about that, but it was awesome. So I guess I'm bringing this up. If you're in a relationship or, you're in a couple or you're married and you're living together, try it out. Put a mirror up there, man. You get all sorts of new different angles when you're banging. Adds a whole new dynamic to the situation. You're like doing your girl from behind, you can look up, bird's eye view of that shit. Or maybe you're both you're laying on your back and she's laying on your chest, on her back, and you're both looking up at each other. It's good stuff, man. You should try it out. Maybe not if you're single, though. That might be a little bit creepy. Maybe just a little bit creepy. Showing someone around, you got a mirror up there. Although I don't know, maybe they'd be into it. Like, ooh, this guy's got some secrets. And might have some skeletons in the closet. He's so dark and mysterious. Girls like that. Girls like a little danger and adventure. I guess. I don't know. Wrong person to listen to on that. It just sounds right, doesn't it? So, and if you're going to do it, just get the cheap one that's nice and light and isn't going to fall out of the ceiling. If you get a nice, heavy mirror, that could be dangerous. What if it falls out of the ceiling and decapitates you whilst you're having sex? Or just severs a limb? Squirts blood all over the room. What a horrible situation that would be. Just get the cheap one. Try it out. If you don't like it, take it down. Just trying to help out here, So got up and did some yoga. Been trying to do yoga every day. Feels good. I'm trying to limber up a little bit. I did yoga for a couple months years ago, and that was the best I felt, really, physically and mentally. I just felt really good and loose and no tightness or soreness, which I've been starting to get now that I've hit the age of 30 and zoom past 30, right onto 32. And I guess at 30 is the age where your regenerative properties kind of go away and you just start crumbling. So I kind of want to stay ahead of that. I've noticed that I woke up the other day and my left hand hurt. Why? I don't use him for anything. He just hurt for no reason. Hurt for a couple days, and then it moves on to whatever, your shoulders. And then your lower back just starts hurting, and then a bone in your foot might start hurting. Why? Why do you hurt? Bone in foot? What did I do? I did nothing. I had a friend or a coworker that said he had woken up and his fucking ankle was sprained. He slept, and he woke up the next morning, ankle sprained. Your body just starts going against you. It starts fighting you. And I can feel it too. I can feel it in my back and in my posture. I slouch. I've got bad posture. I'll show you in the video. You won't be able to see it if you're just listening, but this is how you're supposed to sit, right? You're supposed to sit straight up like this. Imagine there's a hook on the top of your head, and there's a rope tied to it. You're supposed to imagine that it's just hanging, dangling from the sky like this. Right? But for me to be comfortable, this is how I sit. Look at that. That's fucked. It's so fucked. Zoop to zoop. Extrapolate that out a couple of years, and what do you got? I'm gonna be down here. I'm gonna be this old dude that's like, just shrinking into himself. Looks like a fucking vulture. I don't want that to happen. I don't want to be that old guy just creaking along on a walker. I don't want to be a walkerman. It just hurts to watch old people, doing stuff. Creaking about. Like just sitting down and getting up, standing up, everything's just a chore. I want to be one of those fucking limber old people that's jogging around and doing cartwheels and backflips and shit. So I gotta start exercising more, eating right, putting the right things in my body. I notice when I talk about old people and how they move, I squint and I flinch my face because it just hurts. I've been doing that more. Randomly, out of nowhere, I'll get I don't know where it comes from. The idea or the thought will just come randomly into my mind of like a hammer smacking me in the face. Or me chopping a vegetable and slicing my finger off. I'll just think about it randomly. Like if I'm at work or something, and I'll make this weird scrunchy face because it makes me cringe to think about. So I'll make this stupid face, and I'm sure people notice me doing it out of nowhere, and it's probably kind of weird. I gotta stop doing that. I gotta fight the urge to scrunch my face up like that. You look like an idiot, David. You look like a crazy person. I don't want it to become a habit, Like a tick where I'm just doing this all the time. That wouldn't be attractive. So yeah, making a point to do that yoga. Stave off the crippleness. Crippleness, that's not a word, is it? It is now. I made it a word. I was texting my friend the other day, and she's on a trip, and I was asking her how the trip was, and she was like, "It's flung." I laughed and I laughed. She meant to say it's good, but it auto-corrected to flung. I was like, I'm gonna use that. Shit's flung, yo. Flung as in crazy or wild. Man, we went to Cancun and that shit was flung. Put it on a t-shirt. My mom sent me this book. It's called One Small Step Can Change Your Life. My mom sends me books like this every once in a while. They're just kind of like self-help books, I guess. Not necessarily self-help, but just kind of the things that have different ideologies and tactics and things that can better your life, things that you can implement in your life if you so choose. So interesting reads. This one is only like 150 pages, and it's not even like real pages. They're real short and small, and it's got big text, so children like me can read it. It only took me a couple hours, but it's got some cool concepts in it. It's essentially it just talks about taking small steps to achieve big goals. Because if we think of something, that we want to do and it's too big of an idea, it scares us. It's scary. And we a lot of times end up just not following through with it because it's just too much for us to handle. So it gives you a lot of advice and pointers and tips on how to just kind of take smaller steps, easier steps that you can achieve on a daily basis in order to get to the thing that you want to achieve. The example they use in the book is this chick wants to start exercising, which can be kind of a burden to think about. Like, I got to go to a gym. I got to get a got to get a gym membership. I've got to get this equipment. I got to make the time. Where's the time gonna come? You just think about all these things and kind of put it up on this pedestal, and it just becomes too much, and you don't follow through. So he tells this lady that wants to exercise more to just every day stand in front of the TV. If you're watching TV, stand in front of it and march in place for 30 seconds. Something super easy that you can do. We could all do that, right? Just get our ass up off the couch, march in place for 30 seconds. And you make sure to do it every day so that you instill that habit in your life. And once that habit is already started, you can build upon it, Add more time to the marching, or add different exercises. Maybe you start doing push-ups, maybe you start doing sit-ups. Just a little bit, little increments at a time, till eventually, you're in the groove and you're feeling good, and you're like, yeah, I like exercising. And you eventually go into the gym and you're working out, and you look like a god or a goddess, because you're working out all the time and you feel good. So yeah, One Small Step Can Change Your Life by Robert Maurer, PhD, son. So you know he's smart. He knows what he's talking about. I think he's a therapist. He also talks about mind sculpture in this book, which is kind of cool. Like, say you have something that you're nervous about doing. Like, say you have to give a speech in a couple of weeks and you're really nervous about it, which everyone would be, right? Public speaking is the number one fear. So you have to give a speech in a couple weeks. What you do is every day leading up to that speech, you kind of live the speech in your mind. You take time to sit down, shut your eyes, and kind of picture yourself giving the speech. You do everything from like the drive to the place that you're giving the speech, to the anticipation before the speech, maybe chilling backstage, and then what do you hear? Like, do you hear the people chattering out in the audience? What do you see? Do you see lights in the rafters? And what do you smell? You do all the senses and the things. You feel it as if you were actually there. And then you go through with the speech, and the speech goes smoothly, and everything goes great, and you get it taken care of, and you're done. And what that does is it works the brain into thinking that it's like actually going through this event. You're actually giving the speech, and the brain doesn't know the difference between the two. So you can actually get practice doing this thing. And how do we melt away fears? By doing the thing, right? If you're afraid of roller coasters, say, if you push past that fear and you start riding roller coasters every day, you're not going to be afraid of them anymore. So it's kind of the same idea, but you live out the thing in your mind instead. It's supposed to help. I don't know. I haven't tried it myself, but I might give it a shot next time I have to, go to the doctor or something shitty that I don't want to do. I will put the title of that book and such down in the description, so you can pick it up if you want. I think it's cheap. I think I looked it up on Amazon and it was under $10. Nice and quick little read. Things that you can implement in your life. I went out to my mailbox the other day and was getting my mail, and there was a bag in there. Um, and it was like a food drive. Like my neighborhood was having a food drive. And so you're supposed to get food, put it in the bag, put it out in front of your door, and they were going to come pick it up on a certain day or whatever. And I was like, that's cool. What a nice thing for the community to be doing. I would like to participate and give back to families in need. Cuz I'm a humanitarian, you know? I like to help out. So I go to the store and I walk in, and for some reason, the first thing that comes to my mind is, well, where's the poor people section at? That's not like I'm looking for dog food or pet food. Where's the poor people food? That's not how that works, David. They're humans just like you. And you're pretty poor yourself, so, it all works. Can you eat it? They can eat it too. First thing that came to mind, and I don't know, I'm not sure why. The first thing that came to mind is I'm gonna pick them up some SpaghettiOs and some Chef Boyardee, because in my experience, that's what they like to eat. So, went to the canned food section and picked up some Ghettios and Boyardee. I looked across the aisle and they have canned vegetables and all these different things that are good for you. They could probably use the nutrition. Get those greens on up in them. Get them some vitamins. But I wanted to be the, I didn't want to be the guy giving canned veggies. I want Ghettios for everybody, I want to be the fun uncle coming in. Ghettios for you. Ghettios for you. Oh, Boyardee over here. All right. So I got like 15 cans of SpaghettiOs and Chef Boyardee and felt pretty darn good about it, even though that shit is probably not very good for them. I mean, it's not good. It's not good for you. Shit's nasty. I have a friend that stands by them, though. Still loves them. I am not convinced. When was the last time you had SpaghettiOs? Were you 5? Were you 5 years old? Because everything's good when you're 5. Everything loaded with that much sodium. You're eating vegetables and shit. You hate veggies as a kid. And then you eat some SpaghettiOs. Fuck yeah. That shit's great when you're 5. Not now, though. That tomato sauce is rancid. So yeah. I'm supposed to, or I guess I've been invited to go camping next weekend. Maybe I'll go. I probably won't. Camping always sounds okay when it gets brought up, like, let's go camping. Yeah, camping, right? That's a thing that people do. Right on. Let's go camping. And then it comes about time to go camping, and the cons just start stacking right on up in my head. What are we gonna do? Just gonna go sit out there? Just gonna sit around? That's cool. Eat some food, maybe? Alright. Get a little chit-chatting in? Right on. And then what? So, more chit-chatting? Okay. Maybe I'll go in my tent for a second. I don't know. Maybe I'll hang out in there. Read a book. Or something. I feel like if you're going to go camping, there has to be some sort of goal in mind. You got to be fishing, or maybe climbing, or you know, maybe you're going on a long hike, there's a destination, there's something to do. Down with camping if that's the case, but if you're just going to chill and sit around, I can do that here. If I want to read a book, I can sit on my floofy couch. Read a book on my floofy couch. When I want to take a shit, just take a shit in my toilet and don't have to shit in a hole in the ground. Which, I don't know if you ever shit in a hole in the ground. Shit stinks, man. I don't know if you knew. Human poo-poo is real smelly. The water in the toilet seems to diffuse the odor a little bit. But when it's just out in the open, in the wild, and has room to work, it's real smelly. It can knock you out. It can knock you right out. I can shower when I want to. When it's time to go to sleep, I've got a queen-size bed with a memory foam mattress topper that I just melt into, and I can dream all my sweet dreams. I got nature out in my backyard, you know? There's grass back there. There's a couple trees. That's what they say, right? Get out into nature. It's important to become one with nature. I've got plenty of nature in my backyard. Just because my house is right next to it doesn't mean it's not nature anymore. It's still nature. If I'm so inclined, I'll set a tent up back there and make a bonfire. Make Miss S'mores or whatever. And if I have to take a shit, I'll just come inside. When it comes time to go to sleep, I'll just tiptoe my way on in and creep on into my bed. Sleep tight. Not on the cold, hard ground in a sleeping bag, where I inevitably will wake up in the middle of the morning freezing my ass off. I don't know what it is. I always wake up real cold when I'm camping. Regardless of the sleeping bag. Maybe I haven't researched and gotten the right sleeping bag or whatever. But always wake up cold. Always wake up freezing. And then you wake up with the sun and you feel all sore and stiff. I don't know. I'm just bitching at this point. I usually have a good time if I go camping. If I end up going, I usually have a good time. It's the getting there that's the problem. Also, I have an irrational fear of getting rocked by like a bear or like bitten by a rattlesnake or just attacked by a wild animal or a fucking raccoon or something. Something's gonna get me. I can feel it and I believe it. I know the probability's low, but if you believe enough, it's just the law of attraction, it will happen. It's gonna happen. I've got a vision board in my room that I cut pictures of wild animals out of National Geographics and just paste a bunch of these pictures on a board. It's my vision board, and I look at it and imagine being mauled. That'd be the worst way to go. You know? Getting ripped apart by a wild animal. Ew. No thanks. Have you seen that video? Let me see. There's a video of a girl. She's out kayaking, and a bear is like up in her camp, and she's like telling it to go away, and it just starts attacking her kayak, and she freaks out. She freaks out at it. Enjoy this with me. She actually handles this way good. I would have already, as soon as I saw bear, would have already shit myself and pissed myself and been on a ball on the ground, crying. I'm going to pepper spray you in the face. That's what I'm going to do for you. Or do to you.
Thank you for leaving my kayak alone.
You can tell she's scared.
I'm going to pepper spray you in the face. That's what I'm going to do to you.
So she sprays him. It's like, what the fuck? You're in my space. This is my space.
Go away. No! Get away from the kayak. Get away from that kayak. Come here.
She's talking to it like a toddler.
Stop it, Bear. Stop it. Bear. Bear. Bear, you're breaking it. You're breaking my kayak. Why are you doing that? Why are you breaking my kayak?
Why are you doing that?
Why are you breaking my kayak? What am I gonna do? Why are you breaking my kayak? Stop it! Bear, stop that! Stop that, Bear! Bear, stop! Stop breaking my kayak, please! Please stop! Gosh darn it! Oh, why are you doing that?
Gosh darn it.
Please stop! Please stop, Bear! It's the end of September! Why are you here? You're supposed to be asleep!
You're supposed to be asleep.
Bear, stop that! Please
Oh man, the bear just...
taking my things! It's not even food! It doesn't even taste good!
It's not even food. It doesn't even taste good.
Stop, Bear! Please stop! Bear! Bear, please stop!
Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, she sprays at this bear, and he's like, "Fuck you, wrecking your kayak." She freaks out. She freaks out at him. I always thought that was funny. But yeah, I wouldn't. Oh man, bears. I don't know how I would deal with that. Don't think I would deal very well with that. Pretty sure I'd just get eaten. And gosh darn it, I want to live. I want to live, you know. I still got things to contribute. Things that I want to do. I was thinking about that, or I think about this a lot. With the fucking odds that we are alive, that you're alive, that I'm here, are so astronomically low. It's crazy. Like just even one step back to your dad's balls, and when he shoots that load into your mom, the chances that that one sperm that's gonna create you, get into the egg and make you, are so low, like 1 in billions, right? And then there's all those other variables. Like what if your dad rubbed one out earlier in the day and you were in that batch? She just got hocked into a sock and just crusted up and died in a laundry bin. And then like how the chances that your dad met your mom. What if your dad had no game? What if your dad had no game at all and couldn't hook your mom? And just like the different circumstances leading up to your parents' meeting. And then go back one step further to your grandparents' meeting and the odds of your grandparents' meeting. And then what if your grandpa had rubbed one out earlier and didn't create your dad? And then go back farther. The odds of you being here are so fucked little. Unless you believe in, you know, like spiritual stuff and your spirit was going to be born regardless. In which case, meh, whatever. But, yeah, just the odds of being here are so fucking... Just being here and being alive. It's crazy. We're all little miracles. Sound like a turd when I say that, but we are. We're all miracles. Most of us suck. Most people are just terrible and shitty, but it doesn't mean you're not a miracle. You're still a miracle. You shithead. People are so shitty. You know? I'm sorry to be so misanthropic, but I just am. People are shit. Uh, so I work in a restaurant. Um, I am a busboy. I'm a 32-year-old professional busboy. I actually really enjoy it. I love my job. I love the people that I work with. I guess the hardest thing about it is telling people that you're a busser. So what do you do for a living? Yeah, so people um, people eat food, and then when they're done, I pick up all of their dishes, and then I take it back into the bag. I give it to the dishwashers, and then they wash the dishes, and then I go back out and I do it again. You know that thing that 14-year-olds do before they can legally before they can legally go to work, and they just have that side job so that they can save up for their first car when they get their license. That's the job that I do. Hello, I'm David, and I'm 32 years old. Yeah, that's what I do. I walk around and I pick up dishes. But I get a lot of exercise. And like I said, I enjoy it. I make good money for what it is. And I only have to work like 30 hours a week tops. So what that does is it affords me the time to do all the other creative shit that I like doing. You know, playing music, doing artwork, making this podcast, making my cooking shows, reading, all these things and different creative outlets that I have. It gives me the time to do all that stuff. I've worked the 40-hour-a-week job before. You know, had the cushy benefits and had the 401k. And it sucked my soul away. It really did. I was tired all the time. So when I'd get home from work, I didn't really feel like doing anything except for lazing around. If I tried to read a book, I would just start nodding off, because reading books is already kind of a snoozy activity. You gotta be wide awake for that, or at least I do. Just didn't really get anything done during the week. And then when the weekend came, I was like, fuck yeah, let's drink. Let's get fucked up. So you end up just getting drunk and partying on the weekend. Or this is me. I'm not gonna speak for anyone else. And I'm not saying that all 40-hour-a-week jobs are soul-sucking and bad. I know there are good ones out there. But for me, the restaurant schedule works out really well. It works out perfectly. So I did serve for about a month, and I couldn't do it because people I couldn't do it. They just are weird, and I didn't really notice. You interact with a lot of people when you're a server, and they would just a lot of times just be really short or rude or weird. Like they come in and you're like, hello, I'm David, I'll be taking care of you tonight, can I get you started with anything to drink? And they just look at each other, like look around the table like, what the fuck is this guy doing here? Do you guys see this guy? What's he doing over there? And they don't say anything, and you're just kind of like, okay, I'll give you some time to look the menu over. Bye, I guess. Fuck. Or they're just rude. And when they're nice, when they're normal, when they have manners, when they say their pleases and their thank yous, you're kind of caught off guard. Like, whoa, normal people, what? And you know it's abnormal because you go into the back and you tell people. You tell other servers. You're like, These people are so nice. So that's not good. You know? Shouldn't that just be the normal thing to be able to have a normal conversation, just to be polite? Especially when kids are nice. That's fucking awesome. I love that. When little kids like order for themselves, they're like, "Can I please have a grilled cheese sandwich and a Diet Coke with a lime? Thank you." And you're like, "Wow, you're so nice. Good job to you and good job to your parents, because they're obviously teaching you the right lessons." Most of the time, when families are at a restaurant, their kid is buried fucking nose deep into some sort of electronic device, whether it be a phone or like a Nintendo Switch or something. Just staring at this thing, off in their own little world. Everyone's just gonna grow up to be weird and just like secluded from the world, withdrawn, you know? Where are you gonna get all your social cues and stuff? I don't know. I feel like going out to a restaurant should be a group activity. You should all be talking to each other and getting that good family time in. But it looks like the parents just are like, "You guys fuck off, go over there, look at your screen, watch your Dora the Explorer or whatever, your SpongeBob SquarePants, and we'll see you in about an hour. We're going to enjoy a meal over here." So yeah, shout out to people with manners, you know? The other day, someone asked me where the bathroom was. They were just like, "Excuse me, yeah, where's your bathroom?" And I showed them. They're like, "Thank you so much, I appreciate it." And I was like, "Holy shit! Holy fuck! Do you want to be my friend? Come back!" It's funny how just like a little bit of, just a little bit of manners, just being polite. I want to be your friend. I want to be that guy's friend. He seems cool. I bet we'd get along. Too little of that in the world. I was woken up this morning by a fucking weed whacker. And it's so fucking annoying. Why does everybody... First of all, everybody has a weed whacker. Have you noticed that? Did I miss the boat on this weed whacker craze? Does everybody has a weed whacker and everybody's whacking weeds at like 7 in the morning? What you gotta be whacking all them weeds for? What? Haven't you ran out of weeds? It's every single day I wake up to just... And then it might stop for a second. You're like, fucking thank you. God, try and get a little bit of sleep. I swear to God, how many weeds are there out in your yard? And every single fucking person has one. And if they don't have any weeds, I'm convinced that they just go out. They just go out into their fucking yard and just like hold it up in the air and just... Everybody wake up! Time to wake up! Fuck you guys, man. Put that shit away. I'm trying to sleep. It's annoying. Okay, anyway, I think that's about all I got for today. But thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. Thanks for listening. More of these to come. Many, many, many more of these to come. Still kind of figuring out the process and how I'm gonna go about doing this. Gonna figure out if I'm gonna bring guests onto the show. Have some lively banter about topics and things. But yeah, figuring it out as I go along, and I'm glad you can join me for this. Feel free to leave feedback and comments and such down there, down below, down in the comments and stuff. Anyway, I hope you all are having a good weekend, and I will see you on the next one.